This is about taking our voice, your voice, my voice, out of the picture. And I'll tell you what, when we're gone, when we're neutralized, here's the question that we should be asking ourselves. Who's going to stand up for our kids? Who's going to stand up for the communities? How are we going to keep our communities whole and vital when our ability to speak the truth to power is eliminated? That's what we're up against.
One of the first things I always taught my students was you have to be honest. And the Special Exemptions Act is anything but honest. It is just completely deceptive.
Every single time that we're struggling as teachers, either because we got folks that know anything more about the dynamics of teaching and learning than a lamppost telling us what we ought to be doing, or the resources that we need just continue to dwindle because they're being directed other places. You know, that's typically driven by the moneyed interests in this state. You know, the people that want to privatize services and privatize education and direct policy.
They want to control our schools and they want to control the way we do things. And it's not just for the good of the middle class and good for regular folks like you and me. It's for their own good. And that's wrong.
Every decision around our public schools is made by somebody who is elected. We should have a say in who those people are that are making decisions around our salary, our benefits, our curriculum, what our students will learn, when they will learn it, how long they will go to school. Those are all things that impact both teachers and parents and the students in our schools.
It's going to stop folks like you and me having an opportunity to stand up to them and say something like, hey, wait a minute here. We're talking about kids in communities that need help. Think about what a community takes. Like when people come together, when they gather together as communities, it's not just public schools and teachers. It's police, it's firemen, transportation infrastructure. It's the people that do the work. It's the working families in communities that are really being locked out of this. And see, what we've done over the last couple years is we've gathered all these folks together. We've said, look, we probably ought to stand together and tell our truth in the community. And they're standing with us. It's not just us. It is basically a coalition of the working folks in any community fighting the big moneyed interests that really want to have everything their way. And we're not going to let that happen. It's going to shake them up, and we're going to win. You don't think they're nervous about that? That's why they're telling the story the way they're telling it. Can you imagine what their polling numbers would be if they would say, oh, excuse me, people, we've got this initiative that's going to take the voices of teachers out of the political arena? They can't do that because they know what we know. Communities trust us, and they believe in us, and they will follow us. So to the degree that we can get out into those communities and tell the people what we know, we win.